Okay, hello. Right, so basically now I'm on my way to the shop. It's now just gone 10 p.m. So, not that I wish to beat the subject to death, but it will be my birthday tomorrow. And when my sister's carer came this evening, my sister said to her that it's my birthday tomorrow. And that was her. She would like to do something, basically, so that was her trying to express that to the carer, but I don't think she picked up. So I am now going to the shop I've got a really weird sense of humor, weird, warped, twisted. It comes in all shapes and sizes. Right, so now my sister doesn't know. As far as she's aware, I'm going to the shop to pick up stuff, which I do need to pick up anyway to make food for the next 2 days. Right, so basically I'm going to the shop so that I can pick up something for her for my birthday, if that makes sense. So like I said, I know that she would like to do something, but she's not in a position to do it. So I'm going out, so I will, adding a twist of sense of humor to it, I will by proxy do my birthday for me, for her tomorrow. Right, so anyway, that's that. Right, so moving swiftly on from that, I want to address just a conversation I'm having on a Facebook post. And a young man made some comments about God as to the ineffectiveness of the biblical God. God is not real, blah, 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 and so on. And so here's where I'm going to personalize it, because I did a couple of Facebook Lives, YouTube videos today, and I was beating the drum about not being a respecter of persons. And I was beating it very hard because I know how connected people are to their feelings and emotions and to their families. And I know that for having this kind of bias, people don't make sound decisions. So what the young man just said to me was, in a comment, he said that he identifies as a humanist, and his job, his purpose, his mission is to make sure his neighbor is okay. So here is where I'm going to jump all over this now. Right, so basically it's the old physician, heal thyself. And I'm just going to bring myself all over this in making my point. Right, so basically when those videos I did today, now if I have a massive problem with people telling me what to do, right? So and like I said, I don't tell people what to do. I allow people to do whatever it is they want to do, providing they're not doing it to me. And there are so many people who know what's best for me, even at this point in my life. Everybody knows what's best for me, still given a chance. But for the fact that I am super assertive to the point of aggressive, they keep their thoughts to themselves. But it is the thing where people don't know you. They can barely fend for themselves. I made this point at the weekend when I was saying about, I think it was on Saturday, about looking to people like Matt Hancock as a leader. I would laugh in his face if I met someone like Matt Hancock. I would laugh in his face if he came to me and said, "I'm here to help you." I would ask, in what way do you think that you're capable of helping me? And so often in life, there are people who can barely help themselves, talking about wanting to help their neighbors, wanting to help other people, wanting to be superheroes. And this is where the world is upside down. First priority, in my comment I responded and said, I'm only interested in myself. And that, I say things like that to make people judge me, because in saying I'm only interested in myself, it is saying first fix yourself, and then once you've fixed yourself, then you can fix others. Right, so a part of my reasoning in the previous videos I did today, there are people, like I've said, I don't do doctors, and there are people who completely sold into the idea that doctor knows best. I don't believe that doctor knows best. I'm not saying that they can't prescribe medicine and perform surgeries that will make you better, but this isn't saying that they know best. So from that standpoint, if someone is completely dependent on the services of a doctor, and from that perspective they're going to try and give me advice as to what I need to do for my health when I have no health problems, then of course we will clash. So when I hear people talking about the ineffectiveness of God, generally speaking, they're putting themselves up, their puny selves at that, they're putting themselves up against God. So, for example, not being disrespectful to the young man, so they will put themselves up, and I'm more of a humanitarian than God. And the thing is, I've said this a lot of times. You've seen some of the videos when I'm on a rant about the situation I find myself in with my sister, or rather the situation I put myself in, because I'm the one who chose to go and look after her. I mean, granted, I didn't know it would take this long, but as I've said before with Moses, I'm sure he didn't know it was going to take 40 years when he accepted the task of leading out the Israelites. I'm sure he didn't think it was going to take 40 years. So, you know, there's something to relate to. But it's the idea that we can take our puny selves and think that we know better than God, or that we are better at helping our fellow humans than God is. Well, in God's position, I would leave, you know, such people who've got that kind of mentality, I would leave them to get on with it. Right, so I would just, of course, you know, why not sit back and watch? I mean, I can, for my situation with my sister, I can see what's going on. You know, it's as clear as day. But what I do is, I guess I use tactics against God, because, you know, you can reason with him and all of that. And sometimes I kick off because I would like something more to happen. If things aren't happening quick enough, or if there's no clarity, I kick off, and I get some kind of a result, or I wouldn't say sign, because I'm not a sign seeker, but I get to see things a little bit more clearly. Right, so coming from that point, when you've got people, as I've said, who are barely able to help themselves, wanting to save the world kind of thing, God must throw his head back and laugh, because I know I do, and I am not God. Right, so from that perspective, so like I said, bringing myself into it, I know the frustrations of having people, as said, who are they're not on the same level. I stress this often, not on the same level, but nevertheless they would take it upon themselves to act as counselors and judges when they haven't even the first clue as to if you like, I've said I'm like streets and miles ahead anyway of the game, which is why I put things out there for future reference, but they have no idea what your level is, but they're gonna come and offer advice anyway. So I've noticed as well that the people who used to come, apart from the fact that I got bored with some of them and I blocked them, others I've threatened, right? None of the usual suspects who would want to come and say, oh, you're under illusion, that you're under a delusion, there's no such being as God. None of them come back on my page, right? But it isn't to say that they've changed their mind or anything. It's just that because you cease tolerating them, they back off. But like I said, I threaten people. When I say I threaten them, I just say, I will, whatever it is, blackmail, whatever. But when I say blackmail, I'm just talking about things. I will embarrass them, more so. But like I said, it is laughable when, gosh, where am I going? Right, I need to go this way. People who are not on a level to even govern themselves would want to govern others or to help other people to manage themselves or manage their lives. If you can't manage your own life, chances are you're going to help someone stuff theirs up. That's all I've got to say on that. Right, so now I think what I'll do is when I get back, I might have a few more things to add. But it's just that one point, really. If you can't manage your own life, you have no business being so arrogant as to think that you can make yourself some kind of leader. I see this within certain communities. You've got certain people who set themselves up like pillars of the community when they are just as ignorant as the people they're trying to serve within the community. Right? Hey, 1 second. Right, so the shop's about to close, so I'm gonna go. See you guys, bye.